Hector, I know we were talking about like interactions between inmates and guards in prison, and do you have any stories you could share, like with female guards hooking up with inmates, or even male guards hooking up with male inmates? 'Cause I heard some stories about some down low stuff going on too. So I know it goes down, and favor for a favor.
It goes down, man. Yeah, it goes down, and probably more than I can count on two hands. I've known, right, and this is throughout 16 years, and yeah, there was and it's sketchy because of the danger that it comes with. It puts other staff members in danger. There was a lady, she was a CO one time in the building, and apparently she was working that building for years, probably 5+. And yeah, the inmate in there also in that housing unit for probably 5 years plus. So, and it happened one time, like, so how it is on our side, we'll just start catching wind or little things here and there, right? But we're never gonna like capture them ourselves, right? You know what I mean? We're never gonna. That's not our job. There's people that do that. So one homie tells me, "Hey man, I was in the restroom in the housing unit and I was messing with the locker, because we have lockers in the bathrooms for supplies and toilet paper and cleaning supplies." And he's like, "There was a master." One of those combinations lock, and I yanked on it and it opened up. I'm like, "What'd you find in there?" He's like, "Subway sandwiches, tobacco, like a jar of jalapenos, cell phones." And I'm like, "Oh, bro, like, hey, call squad. That's our investigative unit, ISU." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I already did. They told me, like, hey, just pump the brakes, put the lock back on there. We're already watching her, so don't spook her or nothing." But that's kind of like... It's an investigation.
Yeah, ongoing.
So you kind of have to catch them in the act, or they just got to have all their homework and all their ducks in a row before. I mean, because it's a pretty serious allegation that you're bringing in contraband. But the reason I said it was dangerous, because one of my good friends, man, he was a yard cop, solid dude. He got orders from the sergeant to go with another officer to go pat down an inmate, put him in handcuffs, and bring him to the sergeant's office. Well, it happened to be that inmate, big dude, big giant dude, probably like 6'3", and he's patting him down, and the dude just turns around and clocks him. Boom, knocks him down, knocks him out. Dude pulls out the cell phone that he had probably in his waistband, starts trying to flush it. Well, now everybody's fighting, alarms blaring, and they get that cell phone. Yeah, there's topless pictures of that female guard in there, shit. But like, that's just one example. There was plenty. And the thing is when they're so close to retirement and or they kind of just say, "Hey, wrap it up. Like, we're going to let you retire and ride off to the sunset."
I actually knew a guy who worked for Department of Corrections up in Northern California, and he was telling me that there is a male counselor, and there's like this gang member, but they were on a download and hooking up, and he used to bring the dude in cell phones, and he said like they were investigating them, but they couldn't really prove it, but they knew something. But allegedly, they said over like a 2-year period of time, this dude made like almost $200,000-$300,000.
They're making money. They make money, but to me, the money wasn't worth it because you're gonna get caught. I remember coming in as a young officer, and OGs telling me like, "Hey, they always get caught. They always get caught.
It's a matter of time."
Yeah. I knew of another one, pretty good looking female too, officer, man. I mean, we rate them different in prison. So like
prison fine.
Yeah, so like in prison, she was probably like a 9, pushing it.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 10.
What, on the street?
Oh man, up there, right? Probably like a 7 on the street. So like pushing it up there. Oh yeah, dude! Like everybody was getting it. COs, sergeants, lieutenants, inmates. Like
she was getting it like that.
Oh, absolutely, man. But like it's like you can't stop them. You can't intervene.
Yeah.
I saw some messed up stuff sometimes, man. But after I saw that messed up stuff, I would always call in sick every time I had to work with that female because of how the uncomfortable position it was putting me in. It was putting me in a bad spot, man.
Yeah.
Right. Like.
Oh, so as a CO, she can visit an inmate?
Yeah, dude. But a lot of these females don't understand that once they get caught, those male inmates cut them off. very rarely do the male inmates stay with the female staff.
Yeah, because it's a racket for them.
Because there's nothing in it for
Yeah,
them.
I can't get nothing else from you.
Correct.
You're not bringing nothing, not doing nothing for me.
That's it. There's nothing they can get from them.
Yeah. That's basically either you're a mule or you ain't good for really too much else. I mean, the sex part, they're really bringing in, they want to bring the drugs for the money.
Money. Dope. But yeah, that's already, what did I give you? 3 examples already in like 5 minutes? Yeah, it is dudes too, man. Well, I told you about the one with the grills. Another one dealing with some heavy, high individuals. Like, that's when you start getting like the DEA involved and the feds, and you start.
I know. I mean, people think like, why would a woman do that? But you gotta say, you gotta look at the attention. And these are dudes. These dudes got game. I mean, I tell people in prison, dudes are. They're well spoken. A lot of guys read a lot of books, very sharp. There's a lot of intelligent people in prison. I mean, if these guys get out and vote, and they can break down politics, they're not stupid.
They're not dumb.
They're not stupid. I know some gang members tatted up will shut you down in any university. Smart dudes, but so you don't underestimate the appearance.
Yeah, no, they're intellectual, the way that they speak, the words that they use. Like you said, all the books that they've read. Man, I mean, I've read some of those books. It's like they school you on how to interact with people.
Yeah, a lot of psychology stuff like that. Yep. And like you said, a woman who comes in there who's a prison 7 in the street, she's a 4. She's getting like, man, she feels like she's a queen.
Yeah, it's kind of a cycle that I've seen, man. It's kind of a cycle that I've seen, and it's through my experience. It's not to paint a broad brush on everyone.
Yeah.
Right, but it's a cycle that I've seen. They'll come in the department. They're surrounded by men. They're surrounded by alphas.
Testosterone.
By alphas, right?
Yeah, straight alphas.
Inmates and staff. So they're getting thrown. It's like a hot dog, like. Can't dodge them.
Yeah.
So they have their fun. But eventually you get old, right? You get old, ain't nobody gonna want you because they're gonna remember all the fun you had.
Yeah.
Well, then that's when old boy comes in and just, spit. Hey, beautiful. Hey, you look nice today. Your hair, your nails, and then just.
Bringing them
in, man. And another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I seen even when you talk about that, when I was at one of the pens, they had staff members, man. 2 dudes, they went to a party, they got into it because one dude was hitting the other dude's ex-wife, and like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
and,
dude.
He came with one dude had a black guy, other dude had a nod, and like they said they were squabbling with each other on the street, but they worked together.
Yeah, see, I like being able to talk about this because I don't think a lot of people know about this side. Like,
fraternizing, just a lot of.
That's man, it's wild, man. It's a free for all. When I was younger, I'm not gonna say that I was innocent by any means.
Yeah,
I made a lot of mistakes, but it is alive and well, man. Like it's like what do they call those when swinger type? When everybody is just especially in smaller area prisons.
Because we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Like let's say High Desert, Susanville, man. I don't know. I heard about parties that everybody puts keys in a bucket and whatever you get, man, and that's where you get.
I know because when I first got out and I was doing my thing, I had to get my numbers. I was going to parties, and I remember this one female. She said she worked at one of the prisons, and she was like, "She's in the party, she's getting her cheeks busted. Everybody's busting it." So I can only imagine, like at work, you see around all these dudes. She probably flashed. They probably ain't no telling who she's letting hit it up in there.
Well,
but she's the she's a freak.
Man. It's like high school. The homie's gonna talk. They might show you a picture. I'm trying to kill game for nobody.
No, me either.
But
man, shit.
We know.
I just know, like, and it's like anything else. Everybody, whether a prison guard. I mean, I done bust down a couple of po-po's wives at parties, and I didn't even know. But I was like, oh, and dude is cool with it, but his wife's a freak.
But even the females will be like bragging. Oh yeah, I pulled that one. I pulled like this. So it's.
So they're even like,
it's out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's good right there. Which one? Him? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I give advice to these youngsters. I tell them not to do it. And some people take shots at me and be like, hey, how are you the one to be telling anybody you want not to do that? And I'm like, hey, because you learn. It doesn't end well.
Well, you don't want to shit where you sleep.
It doesn't end well.
And like, and work. If you're, like you said, you're doing time there. I mean, eventually if somebody, because I know, like when I've seen a situation where a guard and the inmate was going after the same bribe, eventually the inmate's going to get bumped out because he's going to say, oh, you're out because you're messing with my, what I mean? So it's always, you're never going to, that situation's going to play out. It's always a time, it's going to be timed out.
It's,
you know?
it's that power, man. It's that power.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
It's definitely interesting, man. 'Cause like I said, I know I can only imagine in some of the spots, man, the little freak parties they got going on, man. Everybody, man, it's some major cheek busting going down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, there you have it. Big Herc 916 getting down with Hector Bravo, fresh out.